Picked up a graphics card recently, so I thought I'd do a quick video on this just to show it to you. This is the Palit Kalm X series, and it's a bit different from most graphics cards because it is using a passive cooler. There's no fan at all included on this one. First thing I do is show it to you, then what I'm going to do later on is do a few benchmarks and game tests for you so you can see an idea on the performance. So what you get included, pretty simple nowadays, no CD, just a basic guide and some QR codes. Quite thick padding on this, bit more than you'd normally get with a graphics card, and I'll show it to you up close in detail. Sizes are on the screen for you in case you want to measure that out for a particular case. It should fit on most cases, but do check that. They've done a few different models of this in the past, and I'll show you one later on that I'm swapping it out for in this series. Looking at the connections, you'll see you've got the HDMI and two DisplayPort outputs. That's a bit different from previous ones. There's also some vents there to let some of the air out. There's the PCB on the underside. You can see it isn't a big card, and this is the card that it's replacing, which is the 750 Ti on the right hand side. So we're going up to the 1650. That is quite a big upgrade, and they have changed a few things, although the basic design is the same. The output ports are definitely different. I'll give you a quick tour of the computer now. I do have a passive power supply, 120mm exhaust fan and an intake fan, although that is slightly blocked, doesn't really make a huge difference. The fan on the CPU cooler doesn't even spin up until it's run about sort of 45 degrees, and the other case fans are running about 600 RPM, just to give you an idea of the cooling on this case. You'll also see there's some slots there to let some of the air out on the back plate that I'm not using that area, and I also have some acoustic insulation that was factory fitted on this case. So this is just a quick look at how to make a fairly quiet PC, and that's how to do it, is don't use noisy components. I'm also using 2.5-inch hard drives to keep the noise down on there. Put the specifications up on the screen for you so you can check that. The pixel fill rate is the most important, but there are other factors such as the texture fill rate and the memory speed. It's also important to note this isn't just for gaming, although I've done benchmarks later on. You can use it for productivity. Quite a few software programs use the GPU for their power additional performance, and that's photo and video editing software. So that's another factor, as well as possibly a media PC. This is a lot more up to date than the previous one, and it's also quite a lot faster without generating much more heat. I've done quite a few benchmarks on this, so pay attention not just to the frame rate but to the graphics card temperature, because I've put that on there. I haven't seen a problem with it myself. It's been running quite well into about the sort of mid-70s maximum on this computer.
Stay back! Don't come any closer or I'll jump!
No, please, I'm begging you! Go!
My name is Connor! What about you? What is your name? Daniel! Yeah, that's the name they gave me! Stay back! Now it's my turn to decide.
get that train moving.
If you'll excuse me, Congressman, urgent matter. Do enjoy your evening.
Girls, you look amazing. The dresses are beautiful. Now straight backs.